TIFU by repeatedly shooting my boss in the head. Update. Almost 2 weeks ago, I repeatedly shot my boss in the head at a paintball event with some colleagues from work. If you haven't read that post, I've copied it here. Link. Last week, I noticed my boss scheduled a meeting for everyone that went paintballing that day. Today was that meeting. I was anxious all day and barely got any work done. I kept reading comments back to myself about how he is going to recognize my voice, or that he had a mental breakdown of some kind and that I irresponsibly failed to notice before shooting another 4 paintballs straight at his head. It didn't help that people in the office were talking about how our line manager cried at paintballing. All I added to the conversation were lines like, "Oh yeah, I saw that after the game, what happened?" and, "Wow, that's crazy." It became clear that nobody really knew what happened. Most people thought that he fell and banged his head really bad or something. Everyone knew he cried, even people that didn't go paintballing, but nobody actually knew what happened. Only I knew he didn't hit his head. He just took the same shot over and over to the exact same spot. He didn't call his hit. And then cried afterwards. That's all that happened. Once we were sat and settled in the conference room, the boss made it clear that he didn't want anyone in the office discussing out-of-work activities during working hours. Word must have gotten round that his crying was a topic of conversation. He said he is fine, nothing serious, and then said something that took every inch of my composure not to react. I don't know if I can quote him word for word, but he said something like this: "I raised my hand and was running back to base, and that's when I slipped in the mud and hit my head against a barrel." When he said those words, I felt like it was a Mexican standoff. He glanced around the room, looking for a reaction, but I didn't give him one. Internally though I was like, what in the actual fuck are you on about? I literally watched the paintballs one by one splat off the top of your head, over and over before you got walked out of the game by a marshal. Also, it was the top of your head that was sore. Now unless you dived like a dolphin into that barrel head first, I don't see how. That would be the part of your body that got injured if you actually slipped and hit something. Externally though, my face tried to mirror the rest of the room, and was a mixture of compassion and surprise. Shout out to all of you that commented that I should practice the shocked Pikachu face. That was literally what I went for. He still doesn't know who did it. Everyone else believes his story. I'm not sure whether I should let it go or call him out on it. TLDR boss lied about why he cried after I shot him over and over in the head. I am not sure what to do. Edit 1. My boss has sent out a late work email informing our team he will be taking the rest of the week off to recover a little more. In response, my colleagues in our group chat have decided that we should pool some money together to buy him a get well soon gift and treat him to a work lunch next week when he is back. If anything interesting happens at that lunch, I'll be sure to post an update.